Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction, bringing you yet another reaction video. Tonight, we're gonna be giving a listen to Thornhill's newest song, Viper Room. You know your boy loves Thornhill. I love this band so much, and I love their previous record a ton. I love just their music in general. So when they announced they were doing another new single, new track, you know your boy had to go give it a listen. So I'm gonna be checking this out for the first time, and hopefully you guys like it. Let me know what you think about Viper Room down in the comment section below, but I don't want to keep you any longer. I want to give this a listen, so let's go jump into it and see what it's all about. All right, all right. Is Jacob playing guitar? Ooh. Such a different vibe. Definitely like more rock. This is fun. This is a good song. I'm vibing. Something's gonna happen though. I'm calling it.
'Cause I can feel you calling back my name. I'm lost in tears and scars. So how me move and move. I got nothing to prove. No. Come and catch me, baby. Come on, my dope. I don't know, like there's nowhere to go. So come on, come and catch me, baby. Come on. So give me the cure for other
something's gonna happen.
All right, guys, that was Viper Room by Thornhill. Man, did they switch up their style again? It's crazy to me. I love, so Heroin was their previous album that they released. I really enjoyed it. I feel like that album initially was like their foray into like a little bit less heavy stuff, ironically enough. Like I still think like the musicality of them is still like definitely on the heavier side of things, but like tracks like Varsity Hearts at the end of the album was just like a real kind of like indie, like vibey sort of song, which I thought was, when I first listened to it, it was very odd. I'm gonna be completely frank. I was like, what is this doing on here? It just seemed really odd, right? And then as I've listened to it more and more since it's released, I've kind of grown to love that album a lot more. I'm still a Dark Pool fan. I still think that's personally my favorite of their albums that they've done. Just because I think emotionally it just hits super hard, and like the emotiveness of that album is so strong. But I gotta give a lot of props to Heroin, because I genuinely was like very unsure if I was gonna really enjoy that record a lot, and I just wind up listening to it a ton. Like there's just so many great tracks on it. It's still really vibey, moody, and I find that this song is kind of an extension of that in some ways, where it's even vibier, it's even more moodier, which is great. I think they definitely kind of have this really like niche thing where they hit you with like some really great heavy guitar tones, like really thick stuff. The bass is a little bit more like in your face, a little bit more like distorted, a little bit more groovy, and I love that. And then their drummer is fantastic. Big salutes. I met him maybe about a year ago or a little longer, but super nice guy. I can't remember your name, so I apologize. But yeah, so I'm familiar with their catalog, and I find that this song specifically is just kind of them moving more into that like alt direction, and I'm just kind of curious on to see where they would go with this. Just the sheer fact that Jacob's playing guitar now, which is very surprising to me. I know he does know how to play guitar, and I think in some other like side projects he's played guitar in, and it makes sense. And I think he adds like a cool kind of like, again, extra guitar backing, because I know they had only the one guitar player for the U.S. shows, if I remember correctly. So they, a lot of the other stuff was kind of a little bit more, I would guess, backtracked in that sort of sense. But I digress. I'm going on a tangent. But I think that the song itself was really kind of, again, the next step or the next phase of what they're doing. I like the fact that this is like a pretty heavy song, give or take. Like, granted that there's like no breakdown or anything. I just love the tones. It's really thick, really heavy. I love the like distorted nature of it. It's got a lot of like fuzz, and like it feels very like really aggressive, and I like that. I know that they get a lot of comments on them sounding like, like Jacob sounding like Matt Bellamy of Muse. I'm going to still make the same extension that I still feel like, even though I know musically wise, Muse was not one of the bands that they were influenced by. I can definitely, you can kind of draw a lot of parallels, I'd argue, especially in like the vocal structure. I think the way that Jacob kind of writes a lot of his melodies, I would argue, is very similarly to that of Matt Bellamy. So I love that, and just being a huge Muse fan, I just love the crossover of that, because I think Thornhill just to me is like all the things that I love about Muse, but like if they were a lot heavier and included screams and breakdowns, which is amazing. So this just feels like a super like all indie vibe song. I'm just curious if whether or not this is the direction they're going to continue in. If they do, that's great. I'm completely cool with that. If they do heavier stuff, I'm completely cool with that. I just am curious where they're going to be heading late, as of late now, because this is the last single that I think they're going to release this year. I don't know. Maybe they do have something big coming up. But I feel like Heroin hasn't been out for that long. So at least in my head, it may have been out for a long time, but This song's great. I really enjoyed it. I love the different like drum tempos in this song, like the way that their drummer kind of again switches from like really interesting, like more like toms, like floor toms and like snare to like snare and like maybe like more of a ride cymbal, like almost on the bell. I thought that was it's just really nice. And I think it adds a lot of like different flavors to the track a lot. Again, I'll mention this as well. Their bass player is fantastic. I love that he adds this really like low end definition to this track that I would argue makes the guitars that much heavier and or at least sounding heavier. So I love that fact that it adds this like really awesome bit of depth to the track, as well as that. Again, Jacob's voice is fantastic. Just the way he kind of jumps from like this real kind of like mid to almost some parts in like low range as well, but then hitting up these like really crazy like falsetto like high vocal lines is really amazing. And I think again it just shows off his skill as a vocalist and the way that he's kind of able to craft his space in his abilities as a vocalist. And I think that this song really utilizes all of his skills as a vocalist and his ability to kind of jump from like this real like dark, moody, brooding sort of vocal style to this real high, like really glassy, like almost like operatic in some ways vocal lines that I think really fit well with this like dark, moody sort of track. So really enjoy this one. I almost can be guaranteed that this song is gonna be listened to a ton after I'm done with this reaction video and going further for the rest of this year because I really enjoyed it. And I think it's gonna be a cool, interesting chapter to see if whether or not this is just a detour or if they're gonna continue down this straightaway for continuing on in the sound. I think just to me, Thornhill is always going to be an exciting band for me to listen to, and I think it just makes me more curious for what they're going to be doing next. So let me know what you think about Viper Room down in the comment section below. If you agree with me, if you disagree, would love to know your thoughts on it because I think it's a little bit of a divisive song. If I could guess, if I could put my opinion out there, I think that some people might be cool with it, some people might be on the fence with it, some people might not even like it, which is crazy. So just curious where you sit on it, and let me know your entire thoughts on the track itself down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It goes a long way. I am trying to hit 3,000 subs before the year's over with, and I got 2 more months. I think we can do it. So if you can help me get there, that would be amazing. Would love you if you could help me do that. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next reaction video. Peace.